My father is never home these days, and that's a good thing, because if he shows his face at home, there's always hell to pay. My parents can only communicate by shouting at each other. Those are the only times my mother actually shows some kind of emotion besides annoyance. Emma and Fanny have no idea what's happening, of course. It just scares them and makes them really sad. But I think that something's up with my dad. He has to go somewhere all those times he's not home, right? And I understand, you know? Or part of me does. I wouldn't want to be married to my mother either. But you know what I don't understand? Why he can't just be a crappy, lying, cheating husband. Why does he also have to be a shitty dad? And it's one thing that he's only ever stern and disappointed with me, but why does he ignore the girls? They can't understand why their daddy suddenly doesn't love them anymore. It breaks my heart, you know? They still have hope in their faces every time he comes home. As if he suddenly would be our dad again and take them to the playground or get them a Happy Meal. And what's worse, I sometimes have the same hope too. I take a shaky breath after all of that. Wow. I had no idea how badly I needed to tell someone about all of this. I only realise now that at some point in my story, Zoe has snuck her hand in mine and is squeezing it empathetically. That just sucks. I'm so sorry, Skullboy. I chuckle softly. It's kind of sad that the nickname Sophie gave to me is so much catchier than the whole Professor Skeleton thing. This makes her look up at me, horrified. Well, we can't have that, Professor. You could, of course, simply tell me your real name. Nice try. I pat my shirt pocket, which contains my envelope. No can do. It says so on my task card, and I don't want to incur the evil Queen's wrath by failing to follow her orders, I say with a mock shudder. She rolls her eyes at that, but accepts my flimsy excuse. After a few seconds, the air between us gets serious again. I mean it though. I'm sorry. Parents should be there for their children and not put all the responsibility on their shoulders. It's not fair, but your sisters are lucky they got you. You have every reason to be proud of yourself. And it's great training for when you are a kindergarten teacher. With her last sentence, she probably tries to end on a more positive note, but the truth is, she just touches another sore point. Sure, if I actually get to become one, I don't think my parents would like it. Well, that's a great understatement. My father will say that it's not a job for a man, and that I embarrass him even talking about it. And my mother? My mother has other plans. She wants me to become this great sports star and filthy rich, so she can be a stay-at-home mum. Without the mum part, of course. I explain with more bitterness in my voice than I intended. That leaves even Zoe speechless for a moment. Maybe I should have just kept my mouth shut. Way to go, idiot. Now she pities me. That's probably not in the How to Get a Girl 101 handbook. I might be wrong though, because she squeezes my hand one more time and says, Well, fuck that. Your mum does not get to decide. No mum ever should. I remembered that Zoe, before my mum called, said something about how her mum wasn't too happy with her. I really am an idiot. I made this whole conversation about me. So, your mum's no walk in the park either? I ask carefully, hoping she understands that she doesn't have to tell me anything she doesn't want to. She laughs darkly at that. No walk in the park, that puts it mildly. But it's not just my mum, my dad too, and my aunt, even though I don't know why she thinks she has the right to tell me who or what I'm supposed to be. The old bat. What's their problem, I wonder? Because what is there not to like? She's beautiful and smart and passionate and obviously a great friend. Everyone can see that when she and Anna are together. What more can you want from your daughter? She waves her hands in front of her body, pointing out her whole appearance. Can't you see? Somehow I failed at becoming the daughter my parents always wished for. They wanted a princess, a beautiful doll like Sophie, and the rest of her perfectly blonde and brainless circle. Instead, they got me. A rowdy, a failure, the greatest disappointment of their lives, and so on. From the way she says the last sentence, I gather that those are actual insults she had to listen to, which makes me incredibly angry. Are there even parents who just care about their kids' happiness anymore? She fiddles with the long purple sleeves of her costume. I know it means she is nervous, so without thinking, I take both her hands in mine and still them for the moment. I look deep in her yellow cat eyes and tell her, Fuck that too then. Our parents don't get to decide who we are. She nods as her eyes begin to water. Oh crap, I made her cry. Suddenly she curses, withdraws her hands and fumbles at something in her right eye. Damn it, she exclaims. I lost it. She looks over at me and I realise what happened. One of her yellow contacts got flushed out. Shit! No need for the other one then. She huffs and takes out the second contact lens in the blink of an eye. There goes my chance of being recognised as the Cheshire Cat again. She sighs exaggeratedly and makes a little swooning motion, which makes me chuckle. Maybe I should be the judge of that, I say, take her chin in my hand and gently turn her face in my direction so I can look her in the eyes. With only the candlelight of the various lanterns around us, her eyes seem to shimmer in a soft lilac. I don't think I've ever seen anything that beautiful. I wonder if she's going to punch me if I kiss her right now. Awkward. Hope we're not interrupting anything, I hear someone say from behind, and Zoe and I jump apart. For crap's sake, I could kill Damien right now. Way to kill the mood. I turn around to tell him to bugger off, but stop in my tracks when I get a good look at him. I burst out laughing, and Zoe joins in after a few seconds. Dude, what the hell happened to you? I ask, wheezing. His face, already turned sour when we started laughing at him, shows his enormous annoyance, which only makes me laugh again, because the guy sparkles like a freaking fairy. It's awesome, isn't it? Anna, who I only now notice, exclaims happily. It's a running gag, Damien explains between clenched teeth. I look at the two questioningly, so Anna says with a big grin in her face, because he's a vampire. Zoe laughs at that, but I don't get it. Forget it, man, Damien mutters at me and adds in a whisper. It was the only way to cheer her up, so what choice did I have? I clap him on the shoulder to show my empathy, but that makes a cloud of glittery dust rise around him, which makes him sneeze heavily. The whole picture makes the girls and me howl with laughter again. Damien, obviously done with us, turns around and starts to walk away, when Anna rushes forward and puts her arms around him tightly. Don't be such a spoil sport. We are laughing with you, not at you, she says good-naturedly. Speak for yourself. I am totally laughing at him, Zoe calls, giggling. What she said, I agree, and wink at her. Damien rolls his eyes at us and says, Come on, guys. We didn't just come over here to ruin your little moment. It's game time. Again, I'm thankful for my makeup, which is hiding my blushing. I don't dare to look at Zoe. Anna smacks Damien's arm for his rude comment and then explains, Sophie, aka the evil queen, prepared a few games, and we already missed some of them. But something called the Great Egg Drop is up next, and Damien wants to participate really, really, really bad. Just mentioning the upcoming game makes Damien's face light up. Let's drop the Great Egg then, Zoe shouts cheerfully as we follow the other two inside the house. Turns out the name of the game is pretty much on point. Every team gets an egg and a bunch of material such as paper, sticky tape, straws, and so on, Sophie explains as Ariadne and Tibby are walking around the room and pass out eggs, scissors, and little bags with the mentioned material. You then have half an hour to build whatever kind of construction your brains can think of, so your eggs will survive a fall from the 3rd floor. The two blondes arrive at our table and hand out our material. There you are, handsome. I haven't seen you all evening. Ariadne addresses me with a flirtatious smile as Tibby pats at Damien's shirt, creating new clouds of glitter. Poor you. What happened? She asks, giggling. It's like Zoe and Anna are not even there with us. Their presence is not acknowledged in any way. I can't believe how stuck up they are. I happened, Anna says in a tiny but determined voice. All of us look at her in surprise. That was pretty brave for a shy and kinda unconfident girl like her. Tibby only raises an eyebrow at her in disdain. Seriously, did these girls practice that together in front of the mirror or something? And then switches back to a big grin as she faces Damien and me again. Have fun, guys! I bet your egg is in good hands, she says overly cheerfully. Ariadne lays her hand on my chest, brings her face near mine, and asks in what's probably supposed to be a seductive tone, Find us afterwards? I can't even answer, because I'm stunned by so much forwardness. She just smiles slyly and then waves her goodbye before continuing handing out the game ingredients. They give me the creeps, Anna says, obviously glad they are gone. Tell me about it, I answer unnerved. I look over at Zoe, who gives a good imitation of Tibby's eyebrow raising and says, You didn't look too uncomfortable, Skullboy. I shake my head in disappointment. I don't have to answer their rudeness with more rudeness, do I? Damien gives me an understanding glance and says, I feel you, buddy. Even Anna comes to my aid. Yeah, Zoe, it's not their fault those hags harassed them. We should pity them, really. She pats Damien's arm in mock comfort. Now you're kinda overdoing it. Damien starts, but gets silenced by both girls' unbelieving stares. We're gonna have nightmares for weeks now. No need to be all tough, bro. Let them know how hard it is for us, I admit and shake my head defeatedly. That at least makes Zoe chuckle and say, Poor boys. There is only one thing we can do to cheer you up. And what might that be, I want to know as I smile at her. Build a kick-ass contraption for our egg, she exclaims with determination in her eyes. But can we please go outside? The air in here is horrible, Anna says while looking at Ariadna and Tibby. And we can try another punch. Zoe nods enthusiastically. As long as it doesn't have disgusting worms in it, she scoffs, as she takes our egg drop ingredients and walks in the direction of the garden. We follow her, all agreeing with her demand. Outside, we settle around an empty bar table, and Anna and Damien go over to the buffet to get our drinks. They bring back cups filled with a creepily dark red, viscous liquor. I take one, grossed out, and tell Damien, Yum, blood punch, right up your alley, mate. I mock salute him with my cup. Oh, please, I only drink Anna's blood. And with that, he grins to show me his teeth. He runs over them with his tongue, and I swallow hard. They really do look like actual vampire teeth. It's disturbing. You're an idiot, Anna scolds him, but he just takes her hand and softly bites her wrist. Oh, just stop it. But before she gets to end that sentence, she is interrupted by someone yelling something unintelligible behind us. We turn around, and a guy that seems familiar staggers out of the house in our direction. He seems pissed and looks at me directly. Uh-oh. Behind him follows a panicky Ariadna, and I suddenly realise who the dude is. It's Ariadna's boyfriend, one of Damien's teammates, who is, to my misfortune, a real hulk of a guy. I take a step back, because what else are you supposed to do if someone like him comes storming at you?